danger tits here. I'm finally getting around to doing something I've been talking about forever, which is making a video where I talk about different dyes, which I've got some good old-fashioned RIT dye here, and different fabrics, and what kind of results you can expect when dyeing them. So I'm going to be mixing up some dye here in this wash tub that I just found out isn't actually totally solid. And has ants on it. Fuck, I'm down today. Hopefully it doesn't leak dye all over my damn floor. But we got some different things. Ugh. I'm going to show you. There we go. Alright, fiber content. That's very important when you're dyeing stuff. Fiber content is going to let you know what kind of results you're going to get. Natural fibers obviously are going to take the best. If you're trying to dye something that's 100% acrylic, it might be hard. Like this right here is, what is this? This might be acrylic actually. Yeah, this is 100% acrylic. It's going to be a bit of an experiment. Not sure how it's going to take. It'll take, but you'll see it's going to take differently from this little 1960s kind of looking gym romper. Ooh, love those. It's going to take different from this because this is 100% cotton. Cotton sucks up the colors really, really well. But one thing you got to watch out for when doing garments that are already sewn together and not just fabric, the thread could take totally differently. If this is 100% cotton with polyester thread, it could be an adventure. Now, they shouldn't do that because polyester thread shrinks at a different rate than cotton, and that's why you don't want to mix too much stuff like, polyester won't shrink whereas cotton will, and that'll give you funky seams. But still, such things happen. I've dyed things before, and, they turn out, and it's like, well, there you go. Luckily, there's dye color remover. RIT, again, makes something that you can mix with your clothes that you've already dyed, and it's supposed to remove it. Never tried it, though. I usually just threw the stuff away. So, I'm going to be dyeing this, my little poncho, and this one isn't, this is a blend, I believe. This isn't 100% anything. It's a dressing gown, a vintage dressing gown. 75% cotton, 25% polyester. So this is going to take lighter than my 100% cotton one. I'm dyeing this because I got some stains on it, and I can't get them off. I think this is from when the roof leaked, and it got roof juice. Ugh. I can't get the roof juice out. Oh, it's gross. So, one thing you want to do before you chuck clothes into the dye, though, is you want to wet them down. Once you've got your dye mixed up, you don't want to put dry garments just in because it's going to hit at different times and suck it up, and it's just bad stuff. If you get them wet, then it's going to be much more gentle absorption of the color. So that's what I've worked it out to be. I'm not actually told the technical reason. I'm also going to be dyeing these appliques. This little, here, I'm going to show you. These crazy little appliques. They've got some sequins on them, and I don't know, it's going to be nylon, I'm assuming, this netting behind it. I don't know what the thread is, but I got a whole bunch of them. I figured I should do something with them because they're pretty cool. I'm going to turn them into pasties. Whoa! Alright, let's mix up some dye. I've got the purple, I've got some fuchsia, and I got a bottle of black. I may or may not be using the black. I don't know. The black is here simply as something to use to maybe darken this up if it's not dark enough, which it probably will be. I'm going to do this real heavy on the purple, I think. Let's go. You want to shake them good. I prefer the liquids. There's also powders. I have better results with the liquid. Now, another question I get asked about dye is, what dye should I use? And there really is no such thing as a universal dye. I kind of think of RIT dye as a stain more than anything, because something that's meant to dye acrylic is going to be different from something meant to dye cotton. And actually, I don't even think you dye acrylics and nylons. Those are part of the mixing up the fiber process before it's spun into garments. So, but this stuff, it works pretty good if you do it right. How do you do it right? Well, tip 1, don't do it in the washing machine. I know it says you can do it in the washing machine. It never turns out good in the washing machine. It's always kind of wishy-washy looking. I usually just go overboard and dump a ton of dye in because I don't do pastels. Sometimes things come out pastel, but if you mix for a pastel, it might come out with not really anything, especially, again, fiber content. I always mix dyes heavy. It's definitely a trial and error thing. So, let's do this. Oh, damn. It looks really cool when you pour it in dye because it hits the bottom, it bounces off and it looks like a squid, or not squid, an octopus, the octopus. Like when they shoot their ink and it curls up and it looks really friggin' neat. I like to play with it. Ah, try not to splash. I'll save a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be real heavy on the purple. Now you shot. Woo! Alright, let's see what that gets us. I love mixing colors, it's so fun. Ooh, I didn't grab a spoon or anything. Let me grab something. Oh, perfect. This gimpy wooden spoon I friggin' hate. I got a stupid crooked spoon. Look at this thing. It is so bent. I hate it. Whenever I'm cooking, I get mad at it. Well, now it's going to be for dye. Oh. This color off the side. Ooh, that is pretty. It's very grape juicy looking, but there's a strong pink kick. In fact, I'm going to put the rest of the pink in there because I want to definitely pinken it up. I don't like most pink things in stores. I am one picky bitch when it comes to pink. I love pink, but it's got to be perfect, so I might as well be the one mixing it because nobody does it right. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay. Now, yeah, we're almost ready. Just need to wet the garments, and then we're going to put them in the dye, so I'm going to wet them and chuck them in this bag so I don't drip all over my floor. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got my stuff wet down. It's ready to go in the dye. Rupert's here to help me. Hi, baby. Odie, too. Oh, and I also wanted to make sure that you know that when dyeing stuff, obviously, don't wear your best stuff. You don't wear fashion to make fashion. It goes awry. So I'm wearing old crappy, fat tip shirt and woo! And some old booty shorts. You don't want to wear anything that you like. Guys, this is not the fight and biting area. Get out of here. Come on, hamstring. Okay. I got some gloves. Put them on. Probably won't protect me. Put them on anyways. You got some high ones, then you should wear those. The ones that you do the dishes in work really good. I thought I had a pair of those, but I don't know. I guess I don't. But if you got those, wear them. Guys, piss off. Come on. Go away. Oh. Go play over there. Come on, guys. Go over there. Go entertain in the background. Okay. First thing. I actually forgot to show you guys this. I've got this little white sweater thing that I bought for like $6 on sale at Costco, and I was like, hell yeah, but it is white, and I don't wear white. So, into the dye she goes. Submerge, get the air out. Wow, this took it fast. And this is a blend too, I should have read that. It's cotton and something else, I don't remember. Probably nylon, maybe. Ooh, wow. It took fast, but obviously we're going to let it soak for a while. Damn it, there, get out. This thing wants to inflate. I'm going to try to squeeze as much as the air out, because the air is going to keep it floating. And if it's floating, then it's not submerged in the dye. That above all else, you want it to be submerged in the dye. Did I already get some? Probably. Oh well. Squeezing the bubbles out is fun but difficult because you don't want to get the dye everywhere. There we go. And you don't want stuff balled up. Try to keep it kind of loose. You don't want to pack everything in very tightly because it's got to have space to stretch out and breathe, like pasta. You don't pack your pasta in the pot. Don't pack your dye clothes in the dye pot. Okay. And now, this little sweater that I've actually had since like the 90s. Oh man. Holy crap. It sucked up the color fast. Some things touch the dye and come out and they don't look like they went into dye whatsoever. Other things you put in the dye and they instantly, well this is mostly just holding the liquid, but still, the fibers take it. I love it when that happens. It's so much more fun. I'll have to get out my fancy evening coat and show you guys. That was 100% synthetic. I can't remember what it is. It's like a faux fur. I think they were going for it vintage. And it was white and just unexciting to me. So I dyed it pink, but it just came out like barely the blushiest sort of rosy pink without being obnoxious. It's really nice, but that was some strong dye that I mixed up, and that's a perfect example of, I put that thing in there and let it soak forever, and as soon as you rinse it off, the dye just fell out of the fibers. They just couldn't hold it, which happens. Alright, and now there ain't nothing more to do. Have some towels back on hand, old crappy towels to wipe off with, because we're going to get dye splashed around. There ain't nothing to do but use your big fucking curve to the left spoon and keep agitating things. You don't have to sit here and, stir it like a cauldron for hours, but you do want to gradually poke stuff. Make sure that, those air bubbles and pockets and stuff aren't keeping portions of it floating, or else you will have parts that are lighter. And if you're looking for a nice, perfect, even dye, that's going to piss you off. And let me tell you something. If you're always looking for a nice, perfect, even dye, good luck. It might take a couple times. Stuff usually comes out, I don't want to say streaky, but it comes out with personality. It's not tie-dye. It's not necessarily patchy, but it isn't a smooth, perfect coat of, like, paint. And that's why dyeing is an experiment. It's all an experiment. Sometimes you're going to dye stuff and it's going to turn out amazing. You try to replicate it on something else and it looks like hell. But that's okay. That's all a learning experience. How's it going, Roscoe? You want to help? Don't drink this. Make sure you never dye anything that's like your favorite. If you're going to be devastated if something goes awry, don't fuck with it. So promise, it ain't going to turn out right. Alright. And that's kind of it for a while. This is the boring part. Now it just needs to soak. So I'm going to let this be, occasionally give it a poke and stir, and make sure it stays down, and we'll come back and see how it's looking in a bit. Hey everyone, we are back with the results of our dye bath, and I couldn't be more pleased with how it all turned out. I'm wearing one of the pieces here, and I really, really, really liked how this one turned out because, like I was saying, remember I mentioned how the seams could take different, see how they're lighter? That's because thread has a higher content of a synthetic fabric, probably polyester, could be nylon, you never know, but that doesn't take as well, so it's practically white still. It's got a light pink tint to it, but it kind of made this definition happen, and I don't know, I like it, so I'm not disappointed in it. But that's something to think about. If this is something that would bug you, you definitely are going to want to maybe do a burn test on some of the fibers from it and see if you can identify what they are. That's where you light some of the fibers on fire, and judging by how it melts and how it smells, you can determine what they were. You can look it up online, Google burn tests for fibers, and it's kind of fun. You get to light stuff on fire. Don't burn yourself, though, because a lot of fibers will turn into napalm, so be careful. Let's look at more pieces. This is the kind of, remember the schoolgirl looking like camp, outfit? This is that, and it took really nicely. This was 100% cotton. Now, an interesting thing, this isn't 100% cotton. This is the dressing gown, the kind of terry cloth dressing gown, and look how saturated it took. It even looks a little darker than the 100% cotton piece. This is 25% polyester. Now, I think it took darker because the way terry cloth fibers are woven, they're, obviously raised and fluffy, and they got those loops. That catches the light different, and your eyes see it differently. Different fibers and the way they reflect light, obviously you see it different. Like, that was satin. Satin has that high luster because it's got the long weave. Well, I think because this has so much fiber exposed, that it looks really saturated. That and matte colors tend to look more saturated as well because they don't have that high shine, which is why really bright colors and the kind of dull finish on cars looks cool as hell. Now, more pieces. This one took really interesting. This is the 100% acrylic poncho, and it took much lighter compared to it up with y'all. See, it's very pastel-y looking compared to this and how saturated it is. That's because it's 100% acrylic. It wasn't going to take super dark, but I think it turned out really cute. I like it. It was getting kind of white and dingy, so any color is better than bleh, in my opinion. And that is it, except for the pasties. Oh my god, look how cool. Look how cool the pasties turned out. Let me get close for you. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to wear these. They got the sequins that really came alive after I dyed it purple. These must be cotton fibers to have taken so well. I'm just really jazzed about them. They're going to get turned into the fanciest, flashiest pasties that I don't know where the hell I'll wear. Somebody invite me to a very risque party, and I will come dressed amazingly. So I really hope that my caffeinated up ramblings about dye and fibers and how to do it helps you out. And we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.